Hello everybody and Happy New Year. My name is Alana. I am Mrs.SmithStitches here on Flosstube as well as on Instagram, and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you have had an amazing Christmas season or holiday season. I am filming this on New Year's Eve day and it is my WIP parade. Yay! It's WIP parade season. That's always exciting. I have been watching so many Flosstubers WIP parades. I love them. So thank you so much for taking the time to stop by and watch mine. It has been about 2 weeks since I filmed last, and I have counted out all the WIPs that I currently have. I have 25, which for me is like, that's a lot, but this is New Year's Eve day, probably about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And since about 9 o'clock this morning, I have been cleaning out my craft room. So I went through every single piece of everything I owned, fabric, stitching, everything. And I did get rid of quite a bit, or unkit and you know, sort of put away. There's some projects that honestly I haven't looked at since long before I started Flosstube, and so I'm not going to get back to them. So I have a really hard time doing that. I have a really hard time sort of unkitting and saying I'm not going to finish that project. I also did sort of narrow down the WIPs that I'm actually going to work on. I do have probably 5 or 6 that I haven't touched again since I started doing Flosstube. It'll be 2 years in April that I started doing Flosstube, and honestly I'm not ready to say I'm not going to finish them, but I also am not probably going to work on them this year. So I decided that I'm just going to put those in a separate bin, and I'm going to concentrate on the 25 that I have in front of me. I do have, today is just going to be a WIP parade, but I do have a couple of plans for January. I'll go over my January plans just a little bit. I think my next video is going to be a bit more of a things that I'm planning to kit, because that's something that I did this year, or this morning as well, is go through the patterns that have kind of been sitting. I have this little basket and they've just been kind of sitting there and I haven't done anything with them. Some of them I kind of forgot about, that I want to fully kit and have. Some of them are already fully kitted, and then I want to sort of introduce them into my rotations this year coming forward for 2025. So I'm going to get started. I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to start with the WIPs that I've worked on most recently, because they're ones you've seen in the last video, and I'm just kind of go through them quickly. The one thing that I don't have is I don't have all of the exact fabric names. I usually know if it's what count I'm working on, but that's the one thing that I didn't take the time to go through. I did take time to go through and make a whole list and try to get it as organized as possible. I do have a little bit more organizing to do and a little bit more sort of long-term planning, but I think I'm kind of set up for January, and that was my goal for today. I am filming on a new camera situation, so hopefully it works out well. I am filming this, as I said, on New Year's Eve day. I probably won't get it up until tomorrow for New Year's Day. The last video that I filmed took me almost a day and a half to upload. Our internet is not fantastic here, but I will do my best. Okay, I'm going to jump right in, I think, to, oh, one more thing. I feel like I'm going to do that a lot. I did do a giveaway in my last video. Because this is my WIP parade, I'm going to draw for that giveaway in my next video. So the video that I put out probably the beginning of February, I generally do them about monthly. I don't expect that to change a ton. I feel like I don't stitch enough to do videos every 2 weeks anymore. I used to, but I just feel like I don't keep up enough with my stitching to do every 2-week video, but I will draw for the giveaway. So if you haven't watched my last video, go on back and watch that. And to enter the giveaway, it is Blackbird Designs Christmas Rose. And now that we are no longer having a Canada Post strike here, I can actually mail things out, which will be great. Okay, I'm going to start with actually the only new start that I have had since my last video. I don't have a picture of it. I am hoping with this new setup I'll be able to edit a little bit. I most likely will not try to do that for this video though, to be completely honest with you. It was a Jingle Ball exclusive, so I did participate in the Jingle Ball this year and it was tons of fun. And I only bought one thing, but it was, I think I might go this way, Blue Coat Santa, which is Teresa Kogut. I know it's a little crooked. There we go. Let me see if I can get it a little bit closer and in focus. I am using the DMC that came with, well, didn't come with it. I'm using the DMC from the chart. I didn't change any colors. I didn't do any of the fancy floss because I didn't have any. I am stitching this on, it's 36 count. It's a fabric flare fabric that I stitched Fall on the Farm with, but I can't remember the name of it. I should go back and look that up. There we go. The new camera's weird because I'm like mirrored, sorry. So I am stitching this with a few friends, actually from Stitch North. I'm stitching it with, I will leave their names, I will leave their YouTube names below. I will tag them. None of them have floss tubes, but it is me, Amanda, Nancy, and Michelle. Oh, Michelle has a floss tube. I lied. The Two Base Stitchers is Michelle. And so we are stitching this together as a group. We thought, we chatted a fair bit while we were in the Jingle Ball. And we thought it would be fun to stitch it together because it was the one that we were all thinking of buying. I didn't buy anything else. There were some really fantastic patterns, but I didn't. I really felt like I still have two from last year that I haven't even kitted yet. I bought two patterns last year that are just still on my computer. Like I haven't kitted them. I did get a new iPad, so I actually did move them over to, they're just in like iBooks. I did download Markup RXP and I could not figure it out. That's not surprising because it's me. I found it super confusing. And so Blue Coat Santa I just have in my iBooks and honestly, it's working fantastically. So, but it doesn't mark off and it doesn't count how many stitches. It doesn't do any of that. So far it's working well. I did try Markup. I wasn't a fan. I shouldn't say that. I don't think I wanted to take the time to figure it out, to be completely honest with you. I always find it's one of my things is I just want to stitch. Like if I have time to sit, I don't want to be playing on the computer. I don't want to be trying to figure things out. It's one of the reasons why I struggle a lot with the editing of the floss tubes because I don't really know how, and I get frustrated when I spend so long like watching videos and trying to figure it out, and then I'm just like, I could be stitching. So that's it. Yeah, you know, one day maybe if I had unlimited time. So my next WIP number 2 is going to be Plum Street Samplers, This Joyous Season. There we go. Now I've been working on this for a couple years now, I want to say, and I don't think since the last time I showed it, there actually has been much progress. I've been working on the house. I am stitching this on 40 count flax with all of the called for. So it's a combination of fancy floss and DMC, and I've just been lovingly, slowly filling in the house. I love it. It is a great fun stitch. Now, most of my Christmas stuff I will put away because I'm very much a seasonal stitcher. So most of the Christmas stuff I'll put away and get out maybe for Jolly July, but most likely not till closer to the end of the year, with the exception of the Blue Coat Santa. So because we are all going to be at Stitch North Weekend 2 this year, which I think is like May 2nd or 3rd, we decided as a group, the 4 of us decided as a group that we are going to try to have it finished. I'm going to try to have it fully finished, which is something that I just struggle with in general, by May. So it's going to stay in my rotation until it's done. Hopefully by the time I go to Stitch North. That's my plan. We'll see if that happens. One of the goals I have this year is to just be a little bit more intentional with my stitching time. I think I'm going to try to take, and I'm going to start with Blue Coat Santa. I think I'm going to try to take a project to work on my breaks at work. I always take one with me, but rarely do I get it out. So I think, especially because that one's just on my iPad, so I can like sit up in the break room. I usually get about a 45-minute lunch when I work the day shift. I won't do it when I work the night shift because I can't. I'm too tired. I can't see. but I think I can probably get, like, you know, even if it's only 15 or 20 minutes after I've eaten lunch, I'm sort of hoping that that will help me get through, not get through, that sounds like I want to rush it, but get some more work on some of the projects that are either on a bigger count or a little bit easier for me to see, or just are fill in, and I can just sort of blindly or mindlessly sort of fill in while I have like a few minutes on my break, instead of just sort of scrolling on my phone, which is usually what I do. So that's my plan. So I'm hoping Blue Coat Santa will be a fully finished for Stitch North weekend too. Okay, so I'm gonna go through some of my Christmas WIPs. So this is WIP number 3, maybe? I'm gonna lose track really, really quickly, so I apologize. Oh, sorry if it's wrinkly. So this is Santa's Patchwork Cloak by Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitchery. I feel like it's crooked. Is it crooked? There we go. It's weird because it's mirrored. I'll figure it out. And so this was a kit that I purchased at Evertote, or from Evertote actually at Stitch North this year. So Stitch North 2024. I was also at Weekend 2, and this was fully kitted. It was, I believe, an exclusive through Evertote. I bought it there. It was fully kitted with Roxy Floss and Roxy Co fabric, and it is, I love it. Look at it. I just absolutely love this guy. He's another one I would like finished to bring to Stitch North this year. Not fully finished necessarily, but it would be super fun to be able to ring the bell. So there's a couple that I'm thinking that I started a few projects at Stitch North this year that it would be fun to at least have one of them like ready that I could like finish while I'm there. But that is the Patchwork Santa. Again, you've seen that recently, and I've literally just been filling the red in. That's all I've been doing. It's a great like Zoom call stitch, or, you know, watching a movie and I don't want to have to think and really count because I've gotten to a certain point I can just fill in. So my next WIP is going to be Quaker Christmas 2. I'm going to take it out of the plastic. It's a horrible picture. I know everybody shows this picture. It is a bad, hang on, let me see if I can get it straight. There we go. The picture really just doesn't do it justice, but it is so cute. I first saw this, Sherry, the Colorado cross stitcher, was stitching this, and hers is finished and absolutely gorgeous. It's just on white, 40 count white Zweigart, and I picked my own colors. Whoa, there we go. Let's see if we can get it in. And I haven't touched it, I don't think, at all this year, which is really sad. It is gorgeous. I really wanted those really bright Christmas colors. And so I chose, let's see, I don't know if it tells me what's called for. Oh, so it is Gentle Arts Currant and Blue Spruce. And I chose, let me see. I have a bunch of them because it's such a big project. I chose Grasshopper and Ribbon Red. I really wanted a very, very Christmassy feel. The sort of classic red and green. And it's awful. I haven't touched it this year at all, which makes me a little bit sad. It was in my December rotation, and December, like always, just kind of went whoosh, and it was done. I think when I filmed my last video, I think it had been like, I think I had gone like 7 days without even touching my stitching, which is, I mean, it happens, right? Like, it's just a crazy month. I work crazy shifts. I have, you know, a big family, and Christmas, December always comes with lots of fun stuff. It was all really fun stuff, which I'm grateful for, but I have a hard time getting my Christmas stitching done. Okay, so my next WIP is going to be Christmas at Hollyberry Farm, from Stacey Nash. I am using, no, I changed this. I was going to say I'm using all the call for, but that's a lie. I am stitching this on Kenneth, I think, by Grace Knows. It's 40 count. And I don't think since the last time you've seen it that I have done any more on it. I was just filling in the roof, which is done. The roof, I did finish the roof. Oh dear, sorry, my bad. There we go. So I did finish the roof. Let's see if I can get it a little, there we go. It's a little blurry. And I did change, I honestly changed a lot of the colors. I changed what colors I use, like this up here. Goodness. Up here is supposed to be I want to say Lexington green, and it didn't show up on the fabric, so I kept it all like, or I think it's these ones. I think it's this. I think it's supposed to change to Lexington green, and I just left it the color that it was called for. I played around with the colors a lot. I brightened up the red and the green. I just played around with it a fair bit to have it pop. And because I'm more drawn to the very traditional Christmassy colors, I think I just wanted it to be a little bit brighter. And I haven't touched it. I don't think I've touched much since my last video, to be honest with you. I tried, but I didn't. Okay. WIP number I've already forgotten. See, I'm awful at WIP parades. I forget instantaneously. This is Dasher and Dancer by Hobby House Press. There we go. I'm doing this a little bit crooked. Here we go. This is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. And here's where I'm at, which I think is basically exactly where it was at before, honestly. There we go. I am using all hand dyed by Rolanda, the fabric, as well as her floss, her hand dyed floss. I picked both of them up when I was at Stitch North. She was one of the vendors. She does have an Etsy store, so I will link that down below. And I knew I wanted to start Dasher and Dancer, so I specifically picked up a hank of her. It's Ruby Whispers, the one that I got. I specifically picked this up knowing it looks a little bit almost purpley. Hang on. But it's not. It's a red. It's like a dark red. Knowing that I wanted to stitch Dasher and Dancer with that. So, there we go. Look at us just blowing through these WIPs. My next WIP is actually another WIP I didn't even touch this year, which makes me really sad because I love this one so much. And I do think this is going to be one of my January, in my January rotation. So for the last probably, I don't know, few months, what I've been doing is picking, let's say 5 or 6 projects and just rotating through those for the whole month. I'm not one that necessarily stitches like Halloween on the 13th or the 31st or Christmas on the 24th and the 25th. I feel like I would like to do that, but I never quite stick to it. Mostly I think because of my shifts, like at work, because I just work different days. And when I work 12 hours, I often don't stitch at night. And when I'm on nights, I often don't stitch at all because I'm tired. So I think I really like that plan. I'm not doing WIP Go this year. I didn't do it last year either, but I really like the 5 or 6 projects. I keep them in a little basket here in my craft room and I just rotate through them. I'll do it, work on it for 2 or 3 days and switch, and I just continually am switching them out. I just find that kind of works the best for me. I loved WIP Go. I did it for 1 year. WIP Go was so much fun. But I just find that it's just the easiest to stick to, for the amount of stitching I can get done in a month, it's easiest to stick to a few projects and then get as much as possible done on those projects while I have the time. So this one is going to stick in my January rotation. I'll try to go through which ones I think are going to stay for January. There's a few projects that I'm hoping to get either finished this year or make more of a focus project this year. But this one is the Prairie Schooler Christmas Village. And I love it. Someone just finished it and I can't for the life of me remember who it was. So I do apologize for that. I just love this one so much. It's just so cute. And it's winter. Like it says Christmas Village, but it's very wintry. So I feel like it could be up like all the time. And I know it looks, I don't know when the last time I worked on it was, but I don't think it was this year. It might have been at the very, very beginning of the year. Let's see, where am I going here? There we go. This mirroring is throwing me off. And so that's what I've got. I love it, but that's all I've got. And this is just, I think it's antique white, 40 count Zweigart, all the called for DMC. And I don't even think it called for, like, I think it is charted in DMC. It's not like I did a DMC conversion. It's all charted in DMC. So that is my Prairie Schooler Christmas Village that I am going to keep out for this month, for the month of January. That is my plan. We'll see if I get any work done on it. Okay. My next group of WIPs, I'm going to put them as a group. There's 4 of them. You have also, if you've been here before, you have seen these before, but they are the Brenda Gervais With Thy Needle and Thread Sampler of the Seasons. I didn't take them out of the plastic here. Let me, so you guys can see. So this is winter. I have done almost nothing on these, but a few, maybe back in September, August, September, I did fully kit them. So with I'm using all of the called for thread, not the floss. They're stitched on a 30 count, or not the fabric. They're stitched on a 30 count, like maybe portobello. And I'm doing 40. I'm doing, some of them are on milk and sugar and some of them are on cream and honey. Milk and honey, cream and sugar. There you go. Milk and honey, and some of them are on cream and sugar. They're half and half by Picture This Plus. Picture This Plus? Fiber on a Whim? Fiber on a Whim? Oh goodness, now I don't remember. Hang on. There we go. Let's see. What does my little tag say? Well, this is on Heartland. So this isn't on either. Okay, this is Picture This Plus Heartland. I lied. I apologize. So this is why I need to write these things down. Okay, so this is my progress on winter. It looks exactly the same as it did the last time you saw it. I was sharing the floss amongst all 4 projects because they use a lot of similar flosses. And then I went to work on, I want to say like autumn, and I realized one of the colors, which was apple cider, didn't match. I had used one, it was a completely different dye lot. And I kitted these up quite a while ago. I purchased them quite a while ago and thought that I could just pull from each other. I can't. So they are all fully kitted with all the floss that they need. So now I feel like I can kind of work on them. The winter one is going to be one of my focus pieces as well for January. I'd really like to get some more work on it. I really, really like them and I would love to have them all done. I have no idea how I'm going to finish them at all, but I would love, love, love to have them all finished. So I will show them all quickly. I did not, I haven't worked on them at all. So they're going to look exactly the same as whenever, if you've seen me do these in another video, they're going to look the same. So here is spring. They're so cute. And I get a lot of people asking me where to buy these from. The only place is the Brenda Gervais actual website. So what's it called? Country Stitches. If you live in Canada like I do, they will not ship to Canada. I picked mine up because I have a P.O. box that is I live close to the border. They do not ship to Canada, which is really hard. I have not found anywhere in Canada that sells them. So this is Milk and Honey. So this is Fiber on a Whim. So that one was Picture This Plus. I think I might have darkened it because it's so much white on that one. I didn't iron these. Sorry, I didn't take them out. And so here's what I've got done on spring. So quite a bit on this one. Well, I shouldn't say that, not quite a bit. They really aren't that big. It's just, for whatever reason, I don't pick them up as much as I wish I did. Does that make sense? So I'm planning on keeping them in each seasonal rotation. So once I move on to my spring stuff, I plan on keeping the spring one, the winter, and kind of go along. Because I would really, really like to see these done. Not only that, they have an absolute ton of floss in them. So it would be nice to kind of get some of that fancy floss back into my very, very tiny stash of fancy floss. Because I don't have much. And so this should be summer. Here, let me do this. There we go. Let's crook it again. Ooh. Sorry, it's a bit glary. I think this is the one I have the most done on this summer. And again, it's going to look the same as the last time I showed it. Why won't it straighten? Whoa, there we go. It's a little bit crazy. My bad. I'm still getting used to the whole camera idea. I usually film on my phone and I thought this was going to be more clear. I'm not sure it is. So I think that's one I have the most on. And then fall, which I really did try to work on this fall and then realized that I didn't have what I needed. Or it wasn't the right, wasn't my dye lot. And honestly, that really stalled me in working, because I had it all out and I did order, and then it sort of stalled me. So I don't even know if when I kitted it, it has the right dye lot in it. It's so hard. Anyway, we'll see. So here is Autumn. And they're just so cute. Like, they're just such a fun little, and you don't see very many people stitching them, or at least I don't. Yeah, this is, so here's all I've gotten done on Autumn. Can you see that? Is my lighting okay? I did try to do the ring light today, just to try to help with my wonky lighting, because it's dark here now, like early. And I have a lot of windows in this room, but it doesn't always work out fantastic. Okay. So fingers crossed that I will get those organized and started and done. I don't think I'll get them done this year, but I would like to get some decent progress in them. They're not that big. And they're all on a 40 count. So ideally I would like to find something that I can just switch seasonally. That's sort of my favorite idea of things to do. Okay, what else do I have here? Oh dear, sorry, my bad. Okay, so these are actually on the same piece of fabric, and I think it's just like maybe 40 count platinum Zweigart. It's nothing hand dyed or fancy. And I started these both, I actually think one of them is supposed to be my leap day start, and I haven't touched it since. I haven't touched it. So one is Winter Blessings, and one is both Plum Street, and one is Hello Winter. And they're just so cute. Like really, they really, really are so cute. And I put them on the same piece of fabric because they basically have, and I am using all of the DMC with these. So I didn't do any fancy floss. So here's the one, start. So I didn't do too bad on this one. And here's the other start. Look at that. Isn't that spectacular? Can you even see that? That look. The littlest, tiniest snowflake on earth. That's all I have started on that. It's a little bit sad. They would be kind of a nice one to carry on with like work, if I'm able to get some, like a travel stitch sort of thing that I can take with me, because they're quite small. They're not a ton of stitching. They're really cute. The fabric's really easy to see. So, I mean, ideally I'd be able to get some done on that, but I don't have that as my, like, I'm not planning on putting it into my focus pile for January. Let's just put it this way. My next one is one that I haven't touched since I started it. It was one that I kitted with the called for and really, really didn't like the fabric. The fabric was really, really dark. It called for Straw, I think, by Weeks, and I found it super dark. Especially with the colors. Didn't look like the picture. And so I picked a new fabric, and honestly, I don't know what the fabric is. I feel like it's a fabric that I picked up when I was at Knowledge Needles. I think it's one of Anne's fabrics. Not her. Anne doesn't dye, but someone that she carries, and I didn't keep the tag, so I don't know whose fabric it is. It's a lovely, lovely fabric. And I kind of fiddled with the colors to sort of brighten them up. I'll show you the pattern. It is, what's it called? Go Tell It to the Bees, and it is Sarah Smith, 1842 by 1897 Schoolhouse Samplers. She's a Canadian designer. Can I get it a little bit closer? I started it because my daughter-in-law's name is Sarah Smith, and I thought this will be super fun. The one thing that I found about myself is that I want things to be uniform. And so because it's kitted the way, like it's an antique sampler, it's supposed to look like this. I understand this. But like when you like look at the corners and stuff, there, can I get down here? They're off and different. I don't know. I really struggled with it. I haven't touched it since I first started stitching on it because it's authentic. And I think that's awesome. I love it. I love it. But I struggle with things that are off. Like, do you know what I mean? Do you see in the border? Because that's what it's supposed to look like. But I want to make everything symmetrical. Like, my brain doesn't enjoy it not. So I don't know what to do. I don't know if I should just I don't know what to do. So I have done nothing for like, I started this. Well, I started it twice because the first time I started, I hated the color. So this is all I have done. This is what I've got. And as you see in the corners there, like in this corner here, I didn't put in the little things because I didn't know what I wanted to do with it. Which is like, I don't know. I want to love the antique sand. Like I love them. It bothers me to stitch when it doesn't all match. I don't know what that says about me, but I don't know. It's driving me a little bit crazy. So I basically haven't touched it, even though it's beautiful and I would love to have it finished. I would love to have it on the wall. I'd love all of it. I get kind of stuck in the, what do I do with, in that one, particularly the corners. I honestly haven't gotten far enough to know if anything else is like that in the pattern to see if anything else is off, and it's not off. It's the way that it is supposed to be. It's a reproduction. It's supposed to look like that. But there's, I don't know. I am a person that really, like, I don't know. It bothers me. Anyway, so I showed it in my WIP parade because I do not want to not stitch it, but I'm a little bit frozen in the, like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? You probably don't. I'm rambling now. But anyway, it's in the WIP pile. I have no plans to work on it anytime soon. But it's there. I didn't want to not stitch it. We'll see what happens with it. Next year, I could be telling you the exact same thing and being like, I never touched it. I hope not, but I don't have any plans to stitch it anytime soon. It feels a little bit more summery to me anyway, so I'm going to worry about that later. And my next WIP is Dear Daughter by Blackbird Designs. There we go. I love this. I did change up the colors a little bit, or plan to change up the color of the house. I'm darkening the color of the house. Or blue. Did I pick blue? Okay, hang on. I pause. Yes, I'm going to do the color of the house this. What is this color? Cornflower. Because, oh, look at this. Isn't that awful? This is why I never show my floss. You will never see me showing my floss because I'm awful. And I think I did mostly the called for, but I did change this up. And I think I might have lightened the dark to this. What's this color? Garden Gate. I kitted it all up at Wooltyme here in Ottawa. They have a full set of Gentle Arts, which is wonderful. I talked a little bit about who I was going to put names and that kind of stuff. And so this is what I've decided to do. I've decided I'm going to actually stitch it twice. So I have a daughter-in-law who has a daughter, and I have a daughter who has a daughter. So my plan is to put my daughter's initials here for hers. I think I'm going to do hers first. And then somewhere I'm going to put my initials and her daughter's initials. And then for my daughter-in-law, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do her initials in the middle, and then her mom's and her daughter's. Because I thought that would be kind of nice. Yeah, I just liked that idea because they both have a daughter. And I just think, I don't know. I thought that would be kind of nice. I hemmed and hawed over like what initials, what year, I don't even know if I'll put a year. But I liked the idea of putting their initials in the center and then their daughters and their moms. So we'll see. Oh, I guess I should show you how far along I got. Okay, so this, here, I'm going to show it to you. And I am pretty sure that this is actually the other half of the fabric that I just showed you that I used for Sarah Smith. And I'm very much certain I got it at Knowledge and Needles. I haven't done much on it. I don't know if I hold it back, if you'll be able to. I don't know what the fabric's called. I'm pretty sure it's a 36 count. It's got some really, really nice modeling and has some beautiful fabrics. If you were ever, she lives in Brighton. If you were in that area at all, it's a beautiful, beautiful piece of fabric. And I'm pretty sure I'm doing Sarah Smith on the other half of this because I am stingy with my fabric and I will cut it right down so I can use the other side for something else. I'm not one of these people that starts projects in the middle of her fabric. I'm stingy with my fabric. It's expensive. Okay, next WIP. I've lost track completely. No idea what time. No idea what number I'm on. This is a fun one. This is my Canadian sampler by Sarah Elizabeth Designs. I feel like I'm putting my fingers in everything today. Is it crooked? Yeah. I'm struggling with this thing. I started this at Stitch North, and this is another one I would like to have finished to bring back to Stitch North, or finish there if I can. It's a really fun. It was a PDF. She has an Etsy store. I will link that down below as well. I printed it out because I like a paper copy. And here's where I am. I am stitching this on 40 count lamb's wool. I feel like it's lamb's wool. And I did convert it to fancy floss. So it is called for DMC. And I converted some of it, not all of it. Some of it, see, look, this is, I never show my flosses. It's horrible, horrible knotted floss. So I converted to Gentle Arts because that's what I have access to. And I think it looks, I kept a couple, like I have kept the house color is the 3866. So I did keep that. And I just used a regular black. I don't often do fancy floss for black. Although somebody said, I was watching somebody's video and they said Roxy Floss Co. has, I don't remember the name of it, but has the best black that they've ever used. It doesn't get all fuzzy. So I might have to get some of that. Because I know what they mean when the 310 goes like fuzzy. So I am hopeful to throw this into a rotation later in the late winter, early spring, so that I can get a good chunk of this done, so that when I go back to Stitch North, this will also be a finish-ish. I'd like it to be a finish. I think it would be really fun to have that done and then up for July 1st, which would be really nice. Okay, WIP number, who knows now? I'm gonna move them closer to me because I'm coming out of the camera. There we go. This is, this is in a big book. This is a Teresa Kogut, Let Love Rain. Let me see if I can find the full picture of it. I did work a little bit on this year, but very, very little. It's absolutely beautiful. I love it. I love this so much. It's ginormous, but it's gorgeous. I feel like I've gotten so little done on it. And there are quite a few Teresa Koguts that I would really like to start, and I have told myself that I will not start them until I have finished this. I have quite a few. Now, I did start Blue Coat Santa, but he's little, and I don't know if he counts. This is how I talk myself into things. So here is my progress on Let Love Rain. It's beautiful. I'm using all the called for on 40 count. I feel like it's platinum. Flax. It's flax. It's 40 count flax. And I absolutely love it. I do wish that I spent more time on this one. It just never quite seems to get into a good rotation for me for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because it's so big, so it seems a bit daunting. It is the second time I've started this. I started this once before on a different piece of fabric. This is a 40 count and that was a 36, and I got them mixed up and it was too small. So I have already stitched, almost all of that had been already stitched. Well, not quite, because I had gone down the one side before I went over, and then I realized that I wasn't going to make it. So that was very disappointing. I really would, to me, this feels a little summery. So I'd like to pull this into some of my summer stitching. It's hard because I really like to stitch Jolly July. I like to do Christmas, and that already takes up a month. And then, I don't know, I just find summer's hard to stitch. There's so much to do outside. There's so many things to, like, I don't know, there's just other things to do. You kind of want to enjoy the weather while we have it. Although it is crazy warm here today. It's like 10 degrees, I think. All our snow is gone. So it feels very springy. I almost opened the windows, actually. I'm like, this feels like a very springy spring day for my New Year's WIP parade. Okay, the next piece that I am going to show you, my next WIP, is a focus piece for me for the year. It was last year, and I actually got a decent amount of stuff done on it. I would really, really like to have it finished this year. And that is the Scarlet House. It is the Smith sampler. And it is beautiful. And I love it. And I did get quite a bit of it done this year. This was my anniversary start, my 25th anniversary start, which was, how old are we? It'll be 27 years this year, 27, 28. I think it's 27 this year. My husband doesn't watch my videos, so it's fine. And so this will be 2 years that I've been working on it. The first year I started it and didn't work a ton. And then this year I've really, really tried to keep it in my rotation almost every single month. So I am stitching this on 40 count. I feel like it's Heritage by Picture This Plus. Fiber on a whim. I don't know. I lie. There we go. Let's get it straight. I really feel like I have made a lot of progress on it this year. So I'm quite pleased. I really do. It is such a fun stitch. If you are thinking about doing a sampler stitch, yeah, I'm really, 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 really enjoying this. Like, it's just fun. The colors are fun. The motifs are fun. Like, it's just fun. It is a mirrored, so they're the same on both sides, and I know not everybody loves that. But I love it. I think it's great. It's super fun. I'm crooked. There we go. I did do a conversion on this. It did call for silks and a bunch of different kinds, and I wasn't going to do that. And then I started it with, it does give a DMC conversion. I started it with the DMC conversion. I can show you, it's all wrinkled, but this was the DMC conversion, and I did not like it. It wasn't, I don't know, bright. I don't know. I didn't like it. So I went into Wooltyme in Ottawa, and Gwen there helped me convert it to Gentle Arts. So I converted, I did keep a couple of the DMCs because they were used for small amounts, and that was fine. But I am planning on keeping this in my rotation every month until it's finished. So ideally I'll do 3 or 4 days on it every month. Some of my stitching days are like the whole day. Not often, but like hours, and some of them are like, you know, not. But that is my plan. I have a very specific spot in my house that I want it to go, and so I really, really want it done so I can get it on the wall, get it framed, and get it on the wall. It is gonna stay a focus piece for me until it's done. So I'll work on it every month until it's finished. The next piece honestly also is going to fall into that to an extent. I don't know that I'll work on it in January, but it's one that I would really like to have done by the end of this year. And that is At Home by Brenda Gervais. I love it. It's so nice. I just love, I mean, I don't think I've ever seen anything that Brenda Gervais has created that I didn't want to stitch, but I try to keep like a little bit, you know, control. I'm not great at it, but I do try. I am stitching this with all the called for on 36 count Vintage Country Mocha, which was the called for. I don't love the 36 vintage, and I don't mind 36 normally. It's a little loosey-goosey for me. I kind of wish I had done it in 40, but I'm not restarting it. There we go. The letters are 1/1. There we go. Sorry, it's coming out of focus a little bit. I'm not used to a real camera. I usually just film on my phone, and it doesn't do that because I film it like front facing, and now it's back facing, so it's a little bit like it's focusing a little bit. But I think it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And I want to say there's not a lot left, but actually there is. There's a ton left. But it's one that I don't think it's going to be in my rotation for January, but it is one that I'm going to pop into my rotation more frequently, because I really would like it finished. It's another piece that I have the exact spot where it's going to go in my house, and I really want it there. I don't have that for a lot of pieces. They're just like, oh, I'll put them wherever. I mean, I have a lot of pieces. I went through all my stuff today. The amount of stuff that I have that is fully finished, but not fully finished is ridiculous. So that, which was a goal for me last year that I did not complete, is definitely a goal for me this year. I have a lot of, and smaller things that could be like pillows and stuff. I have a lot of stuff that I finished and just tucked away. So today I went through all of it and actually made a little list of what I have and what kind of a frame that I need for it, or what size of whatever that I need. And I'm hoping to get a little bit more done in the FFO side of things. My next WIP I don't have a picture of, and it is one that I really, really, really need to get done. It was my granddaughter's birth sampler, and she is now 6 months old. She'll be 6 months old on January the 2nd, and this is the birth sampler. It's so close. I've got this. It's Vlada X Stitch on Etsy. I can link it down below. She has a bunch of awesome birth samplers, and a lot of them are similar and in different colorways, which is kind of nice. She's a great seller on Etsy. Like, I find she's really responsive to stuff, which is really nice. It's almost done, and then I just have to fit in her name. It is stitched on like, oh, it's got dog hair all over it. It's stitched on a 32 count, like white, even weave of some kind. I wanted 32 because I wanted it to be a bit poofier. I like a bigger stitch. And I don't mind. I'm not really, I don't want to say I'm not really picky, but I'm fine stitching on 8 or 32 or 28, or I kind of like to mix it up a little bit. I would say 40 is my go-to for most things. But it doesn't bother me to stitch on other things. Like it doesn't bother me. Sometimes I'll start and I'll be like, I don't know if I really love it on that. Like the at home, I really wish I had done 40 on that one, but honestly, I'm too far in now. I will show you actually, so my next WIP is actually something that I did do on 32 and kind of wish I had done it on 40. And that is, and I think it looks pretty much the same as the last time I showed it to you. So this is, I don't even know if I can get it to fit here. Modern Folk Embroidery Fruits of Plenty Sal. Let me make sure it's straight. So there it is in all its glory. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. This is the first piece I've ever stitched on linen ever. I started this when it started. So it's 2021. And I started this in January 2021, and I decided I wanted to try linen, so I bought a 32 count, like just Y-Guard, I don't even know what color it is, and it's DMC colors. I feel like, why is it going crooked? There we go, I'm not paying attention. I love it so much, but I do wish that I had done it on a 40. My plan is to get this to my mom. My mom is a very big fan of blue, and it just looks like her. Like, it just looks like it would be hers. I did plan on having this be a focus piece for this past year, for 2024, and it, I think, maybe at the very beginning of the year. It was, and then life happened, and then it kind of went by the wayside, which is what I find about myself. Like, I find I have great plans in January. Let's put it that way. I have great grand plans in January to be organized and to get everything done. And then all kinds of new stuff pops up and I'm like squirrel. So this year I have decided, I think I might've mentioned it in my last video, that I am going to be no buy new patterns, only new pattern, no buying any new patterns until Stitch North. So May of 2025. So it's May 2nd or 3rd. I will allow myself to kit with floss and stuff, patterns that I already have that I know I want to start this year, but I plan on buying nothing. And I know Market is in there, so that's going to be really hard for me, but I'm going to hold myself to it. I have a lot. I have a lot of WIPs that need a lot of work. I have quite a few new start plans already for this year, and I like to be a little bit realistic. Like, I can't have 100 WIPs, I'll die. I can't handle it. It's just too many. Then I get like, I can't do anything. So a few bigger finishes I'd like to get this year. There's definitely going to be a few new starts because there always will be. But my plan is absolutely no new patterns until I get to Stitch North, because I'm going to want to buy stuff there. I guaranteed. But I will allow, there's a few things in my next video. I'll go over sort of what I want to kit. Some of it I have fully kitted and some of it I don't, but that would be the plan, is to be allowed to kit some projects I already have, patterns that I already own, no new patterns. I'm not buying any new patterns at all until May. I don't know if I can stick to that. I'm gonna try. Next WIP is This Is the Day by Plum Street. I have been working on this also a long time, and it's silly. I need to sit down. I just need to throw this into a rotation and just get it done because it's adorable. I would really like to have this up and out. And I'm like, I have the majority of it is done. Sorry, it's fluffy. So like the majority of it is done. The house is the biggest part of it, and it's done. So I would like to, maybe in January, I'll throw it into a rotation. I don't think it'll be December, because I feel like I have a fair bit going on in January. But I definitely think, I feel like it's January, right? It's lobby. So maybe I'll do it in January. Okay. And I was going to say my last one, but I actually have a whole other pile. Not doing too bad, 49 minutes. We can do this. So big WIP that I didn't touch this year, And a Forest Grew by Rosewood Manor. Love it. Absolutely love it. I started it years ago. I think it actually was my New Year, New Start in 22. I wasn't 21, so I want to say 22. This was my New Year, New Start. Those of you that have been around have seen how close I started. I'm really tight for fabric at the top, and everybody was like, you can do it, it'll be fine. And I kept going. So can we get it in the, here we go. There we go. Do it straight there. So this is where I am. So I'm done. The bottom is done. Like that's as long as it's going to be like over here. I just love it. I love every little baby motif in this. Has been absolutely the most fun to stitch. Every little tree. It takes a bazillion and one DMC. It is charted for DMC. I'm not even going to show you my DMC because it's just like in Ziploc baggies of everything. It is really tight at the top for framing. So I know I can stitch another piece of fabric to it. So I might do that. And this is it. It is, I love it. Would really like to get it back in. I don't think I worked on it at all this year, which is awful because I just love it. I would love to have it finished. So it is one of my goals to throw this back into my rotation at some point. Again, I don't think it will be January, but definitely want to get going on that. It's just beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful pattern. I had actually had plans to put it here, like behind me, as my like kind of, because it's all greens and this room is green. And I thought it would look really nice back there. And my daughter really likes this piece that I have here. And so I think I'll give that to her for her house and put that one there, but we'll see. It might be 6 years before my daughter gets that. Okay, so my next WIP was my birthday start not this year, last year. Where is it? Where I don't like to show. Here it is. When I have these big books. So it is in the Winds of Autumn book by Blackbird Designs, which I think I could stitch every single solitary thing out of this book and be blissfully happy. But this was my first one, and this was Mighty Acorn. And I just loved it. I just loved it. I loved it. The instant I saw it, I was like, I have to stitch this. It was like absolutely, I am really, really close to a finish on this one. And it's sort of silly that it hasn't yet been finished. It's one of those that you're just like, why? Why haven't I finished it? And here it is. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. I did get the idea of changing the house color to Dolphin. Is it Weeks Dolphin? I'll look at it in a sec. I think it's Weeks Dolphin. From Sarah. Handmade by Sarah W. I blanked for a bit. There's a few Sarahs. Hang on. There we go. There we go. I love it. I love it. And the house is done, which means there's not a ton left to do. So I should be able to finish this. Like easily finish this. And I can stitch, fall is one of the few seasons that I can stitch year round. So I might actually throw that in. It's Weeks Dolphin. That's the house color. I can't really see it. There we go. No. I might actually throw it in a rotation, like even in the winter, just to get it finished. Because this would be lovely to be up and about for the fall as well. I really like that. I think that's one you could kind of leave out. Like, I don't think that it's fall, but I feel like you could kind of leave that out year round. I've got quite the mess to clean up after this because I just threw everything on the floor. Okay, next WIP is Blackbird Designs Mighty Midnight Watch. I was like, Midnight Watch, which I think I originally saw Olivia from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts working on. And was like, yes, and I ordered it. And this is all I've got done. And now I have worked on this. I do kind of work on this every year. And I did all the called for except the moon. I changed the moon color because this fabric, the color that it was called for didn't show the moon very well. I really like the moon. This is like a 40 count. I have no idea. No idea what fabric this is. That's awful. I really need to write these things down. I don't think I discussed the fabric for all the other ones either. Mighty Acorn is 40 count or 36 count Ren. That's what I'm stitching Mighty Acorn on. And I can't remember if I forgot the rest of them. I don't remember the color of this fabric. It's not the called for. That I do know. What's the called for? Century Brown, 30 count Century Brown by R&R. I almost never use the called for because I usually either I can't find it or it's so expensive and so much to ship that I just try to match what I have, or I try to match the best I can with something from like 1-2-3 Stitch or something. I have really been working on my fabric stash and trying to like build it a little bit. I've had a few, I did get some stuff when I went to Stitch North. I plan on doing that again this year. And I did do a trip to Hobby House with a couple of friends from Stitch North, and I did get a little stash of fabric there that I can pull from to kit some stuff up. But unfortunately, the fabric situation in Ottawa is not fantastic. It's all basically online. So it makes it a little bit harder to, I like to see it. I like to touch it. And I like to do all that stuff. Okay, I think this is my last WIP. And then I have a few plans, and I think that's it. So this will be WIP 25, and that is Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Sampler. You'll see a fair bit of Plum Street and with the nail and thread. Those are probably the two that I stitch the most. And the most likely I am to purchase their new releases because it's just what I am. And Blackbird, I guess, too. Those are just seems to be the ones that I kind of lean towards. I have been working on this for a number of years. And again, not a very big piece. There's no reason why it can't be finished. It just doesn't seem, I don't think it got popped into one of my fall rotations this year. I had a few fall finishes this year. I actually had to start and finish for my birthday. I did a new Brenda Gervais, I Love Fall Most of All, I think is what it was called. So I did that and finished it. So I had a few pieces this fall that I really concentrated on. And I think that really took away from some of the other projects that I would have maybe thrown in a rotation that I just didn't because I was working on finishing a few, and fall just isn't very long. We just don't have a lot of fall time, which is sad because I think it could be fall all the time. Okay, so that is my WIP parade for 2024. I guess 2025 because I'm going to film it. I'm going to post it in 2025. So I do have a few plans for January. I have two new starts planned. So I'm going to talk about those first. So my first new start is going to be my New Year new start. I may try to start it this evening. We are going out to friends, so I don't know if I'm going to have time to start it tonight. If not, we have plans for tomorrow, but not till later in the day. So I'll probably wake up and start it first thing in the morning. And that is the Anniversaries of the Heart by Blackbird Designs. This is my 50 year, I turned 50 this year. That's what I'm trying to say. And so not till September, but I wanted to do a big project. I knew I would never do like the 50 starts or that's never going to happen. That's just too stressful for me. I don't handle multiple projects well. So I knew I wanted to do a big start, and the Anniversaries of the Heart was one of the first pieces I saw that really made me want to get back into cross stitching. So I was a stitcher years ago when I was young for many, many years. And then, I don't know, it just sort of dropped. I got into different crafts. I scrapbooked and I crocheted and I did some different stuff. And then, like so many people with the pandemic and sort of being home a lot more, I decided that I wanted a cross stitch, like a project to work on. I just ordered a little kit from Amazon, and you know how you're like, once you've ordered something, everything else pops up. Anyway, I happened to be on YouTube and a Flosstube popped up. It was actually Shiloh X-Stitch MD, who is Canadian as well. And that was it. I was done. I was like full in, going crazy. And I joined a couple of Facebook groups. I'm not super active on Facebook, but one of the groups, somebody had stitched the Anniversaries of the Heart series. And I was like, that is the most beautiful thing. And so that really pushed me into that rabbit hole of projects and all of that. And then for whatever reason, I started so many things, but I never ever started the Anniversaries of the Heart, which was something I have it all over my Pinterest saves. I have it everywhere. And so this is the year I decided this would be the perfect year to start it. It's my 50th year. Ideally, I'd like to finish it this year. Whether that will happen, I don't know. They really aren't very big patterns. I am doing it a little differently. So I am actually going to do 3 across as opposed to the 4. So I'm not doing every pattern. And I have changed the order that I'm doing them in. So the first one I'm actually going to start with is going to be Swan Lake, which is the June, like pattern 7. Well, I guess it's actually July. I'm starting this one because this is going to be like me and my husband. I mean, you know what I mean? So this is I'm going to put our initials here somewhere, as our marriage is the start of our Anniversaries of the Heart. And then, I have a pattern that will represent each of my children, one for my grandchildren. I might split that up a little bit. I'm not 100% sure. But the plan is to start with Swan Lake. That is my plan. And then I'm going to go in the order of the children that were born and pick so the next one would be the 5th month is May, which is the month our oldest son was born. And I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do May, and then October, and then July, August, September. So my daughter-in-law and her daughter were both born in September. So I think that's going to represent them. I think I'm going to do one. My other 2 grandchildren, my daughter's children, were both born in July. So I think I'm going to choose one for them. Whether it is the July one or not, I'm not sure. And I'm going to put both of their initials in that. And so then and then I'm going to do the bonus piece, which is the big one at the bottom of most people's Anniversaries of the Heart. I'm going to do that with my name and date and whatever. That's my plan so far. It may change, but this is going to be the first one I start with. So I am doing it a little bit off. I am personalizing it a little bit, but I wanted this to be the first one that I started with. And that represents me and my husband. I have kitted with the floss, just the first 2. So the first one is going to be this, and the second one I'm going to do is going to be this, and I'm going to put my eldest son's initials on this because he was born in May. And I am stitching it on fabric that I found at Hobby House. So it is 40 Count Latte by XJU Designs. And it's going to be so pretty. It's going to be so pretty. I am really, really excited to start this one. So that's going to be here, can I do this? There we go. Maybe not. And so I only got the floss for the first 2. Now they share a lot of the same colors, but I wasn't 100% sure. Once I get down into the later months with the grandkids, I wasn't 100% sure how I was going to do it. I did buy pretty much all of them. I think I have all of them bought. I don't know if you actually want me to show all of them because I feel like that's going to be time consuming. But so I have this, yeah, and I have Farmhouse, and I think this is, I don't think this is the order I'm going to do them in. This is just a random order, so don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. I really liked this one too. I really like them all, but they're just so pretty. This is the one my one son really liked, even though it's technically February. He was born in July. He really, really liked this one. So I'm going to put his initials or his name down here. Because it's funny, because the boys don't really, I don't know, they don't really have a lot of opinions, but for whatever reason, he really liked that one. I'm like, well, that one's yours then, buddy. So I didn't buy the January one. I really didn't like the January one's border was white and all the other borders are darker color. See, I have problems with that. Like, I like things to be symmetrical. And I knew I didn't want to do all of them. Like, I knew I didn't want to do it like that. I knew I only wanted to do the 3 of the 3, and then I'll do one with the bigger one at the bottom. And that is my 50th year start. So that's going to be my big start for the year. I'm not planning on starting anything else that's sort of gigantic. That'll be it. And hopefully get a couple of the bigger ones finished, like at home and the Smith sampler. Those are my hopefully finish. And there's another start. I do have a few starts planned, but I don't have a specific times. That one, the Anniversaries of the Heart, I'm going to start either tonight or tomorrow for my new year, new start. And for my 2025, I'm going to be 50 this year. So it feels a little crazy to say that. So I'm going to do that. And then I do have a few things that I'm definitely going to kit and start along the way. Hopefully, ideally, I'd like to not do a new start till I finish something. I think last year for my WIP parade, I had 22 WIPs. So my WIPs are growing. I did finish a fair bit this year, but still, my WIPs are growing, and I just like to keep those under control. So the next start that I know 100% that I'm going to start is the Plum Street Samplers Proverbs 31 sampler. I have already had this kitted. I had this kitted. This was a market release this year. I'm just using the DMC. I'm not using any of the fancy floss. I have no idea if it called for fancy floss or not. Some of it is, yeah. And Plum Street's always so great to do like a full DMC conversion in all their charts, so you don't have to look into it. And I just chose to do all the DMC. I'm going to stitch it on, it's 36 count cream ivory ember, which I think was the called for, because I ordered this through 123 Stitch, and I think I just ordered the whole thing. What was the called for? Oh no, it was an R&R. No, it was R&R. I don't even own any. Oh, R&R. So I just picked, it looked like a creamy color. It might have actually been the, you know how sometimes 123 Stitch does like recommended? It might have been the recommended one. So there is the Mud Creek Stitcher. Her name is Tara. She is going to do a sal with the Proverbs 31 sampler that goes along with the Bible study. I'm not 100% sure when it starts. And now that I'm saying this, I was going to message her and ask her, and I did. So now that we're talking about it, I was like, ah, crap. I was going to do that, and I absolutely forgot. But when I saw one of her last floss tubes, and she mentioned she was going to do this, I was really excited because I did kit it, and I think I had plans to start it when it, like in the summer, and just never did. Like everything else, I just never did. So that is 100% going to be a new start when she starts that. I will link her floss tube. She's the Mud Creek Stitcher. I will link her floss tube down below. I just loved the fact that I already had it kitted, and I thought it would be really fun to do it along with a Bible study. I thought that was kind of a neat, I just thought it was neat. So I liked that idea. So that is for sure going to start. That is also sharing a bag with something else that I have already kitted, which is Strength and Dignity from the Proper Stitcher. Now, I don't have any plans to start this right away. But it's all kitted. I kitted the whole thing. So I'm kind of like, we'll see. It shares a bag because they were similar projects. But this is a start for sure for this month. And then Anniversaries of the Heart for sure for this month. As I said, in my next video, I will go through a bit of a kit plan for going forward. I think it will probably be until, I don't think I'll probably film again until closer to February. I may, you never know. It's only been 2 weeks since I filmed a video, but I didn't get a ton of stitching done. I only filmed because it was a WIP parade, and I love WIP parades. They are my absolute favorite thing, and I find they're too long to really put in with a regular floss tube. So I might film in a couple of weeks with all my kitted stuff and whatever I've started and worked on since. But we'll see. I do plan on, because I have got it all organized. I'm very excited that I finally organized and gone through all of the projects. And I have a lot. I have a lot that I haven't started. So that really helped me solidify the no new pattern buying rule that I've given myself. If you watched my last video, I actually bought, I think 5 or 6 patterns from the Kitten Stitcher, mostly Christmas. Just before Christmas, like they came I got them. I probably picked them up in November. And so I have done a little bit of shopping, and I did buy the Blue Coat Santa, but now we're done until Stitch North. We're going to be done. I have a lot to work on. I have no shortage of stitching. I could probably not buy stuff for a couple of years and still not go through my entire stash. But that is the plan so far. I'm wishing everybody a very, very happy and healthy New Year's. I hope you guys had great holiday season. I have a few people that asked me about 12 by 12. I'm not going to do that. I love it, and I have done it in the past, but I didn't have the time to really get it together. I think the last time I did it, I did 12 WIPs, which was great. But unfortunately, I'm not going to participate in that this year. Maybe next year, it depends on kind of work schedule. But this year I really wanted to get the WIP parade organized and sorted and finished and filmed and hopefully downloaded and all of that fun stuff. So I didn't really have time to sort of devote to the 12 by 12. Yeah, I think that's everything. It has been a wonderful year. It has just been a great time. I have met so many new cross-stitch friends through Flosstube and through retreats and all that fun stuff. I can't wait till 2025 and have plans to go back to Stitch North. If you are going, let me know. And super excited to see all of the people that I met there last year, everybody that can make it anyway, and a couple of new people that I know will be there. I hope you guys have an awesome January, that you get all the stitching done that you would like to get done. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you. Bye.